Hello everyone and welcome to episode 131 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel. As it is Pride FC for episode 131. We're at Pride FC Worldwide 30. It's Frank Shamrock versus Omar Suloev on our main event. But I will say this though, we don't have any pieces of mail, but the next upcoming shows, some significant ones. Our first show in the UK as far as Bushido in London, that should be fun. Pete Williams and Josh Barnett the main event of that. Then Ron Faircloth versus Mauricio Shogun Hua in the main event of that one. That should be a fun fight for sure. As far as in the middleweight division, it's always stacked. We have a main event for back-to-back worldwides, which is awesome. And our first series, not even the trilogy, the series of Big Nog versus Sergey for the Cold War in St. Petersburg, Russia. Our first Russia show, and that's going to be an awesome one. The winner of that fight will take on the winner of the main event of this fight of American Bushido 20 as Big Ben Rothwell taking on Mirko Krokop for the Pride FC heavyweight title. That is a big-time fight. I'm so looking forward to that fight. I don't know why I saved it, but fuck it. Let's just go through it. I don't know why there's any pieces of mail. We had a couple of weeks of stuff to get through, but just, nothing happening. We didn't need it, I guess. But, man, oh man, that main event, Frank Shamrock and Omar Suloev, two of the best, I want to say they're two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. We'll see in a little bit, but I feel like they are, as it's probably up towards the top, but, as far as like in the 20s or the 15s, but they're up there for sure. And that's a fun middleweight contest. Dennis Hallman and John Fitch, the one fight I'm a little nervous about on this main card. Really, the entire card, because obviously John Fitch likes to lay and pray. So that might be a little dangerous there as far as for that fight being an exciting one. As Amy Fagino making her debut in Pride FC in our main card. As she's taking on Kelly Cabal-Schmitz. That's a tough fight, though. Kelly Cabal-Schmitz is a savage. Fedor Emelianenko taking on Roy Nelson. Big country Roy Nelson. Poor Fedor. It seems like he just has not been on his winning ways that he's, we're used to seeing as far as in the real world. I mean, he has lost more in this mod than he has his entire career in the as far as in his entire career going. Really, I mean, that's pretty hilarious. Just as far as just in the past really couple of years, he hasn't won in a while. Weirdly enough, but that's a fun fight though. Roy Nelson's a heavy hitter. Obviously has the size advantage which Fedor's used to, giving up at least 20, 30 pounds to guys, but Roy Nelson's a big fucking dude, and he's knocked out some heavy hitters, and that's going to be a fun fight, though. The heavyweight division's always a fun one. Honestly, a fight I'm really looking forward to seeing. I would have killed to see this fight in real life. Charles Bennett taking on Clay Guida. I feel like their styles mesh so well together. Charles Bennett, probably a little too good for Clay Guida at this state, but I just, I had to see this fight. Even though Clay Guida a little bit probably in the deep waters of this one. This is his first really big-time fight in that lightweight division, but that's a fun fight, though. Those guys are crazy, especially Crazy Horse Charles Bennett. That's going to be a fun fight, and a fight that could end in an instant in our opener. Middleweight contest, we have an incredible striker, Melvin Manoff, of course, who has been knocking fuckers out, and Flavio Luis Mora, who's a really good grappler. If he's able to get a hold of Melvin Manoff before he gets hit, he might be able to finish. If he takes him down and gets a submission on him, that might be over in like 30 seconds. Either way, any of those guys, that's going to be a fun one to see how that plays out. Now, our prelims, Mei Yamaguchi making her debut, taking on Roxanne Modafferi. Now, Mei Yamaguchi has a karate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. Right now, as far as in this stage of her career, she'd probably be more known for a karate background, not necessarily her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. Now, she's doing grappling stuff with one right now as far as we're talking in 2022, because obviously she's at the tail end of her career. But Roxanne Modafferi, she got screwed in our last fight by the judges. Probably should have won by decision, and she just hasn't gotten a win yet. This was kind of a bit of a gimme for her. But having two women make their debuts on this card, we're going to see that a lot. Obviously, with a new division, you're going to see a lot more debuts. But as far as Mei Yamaguchi, she is a tough cookie, though. Tough cookie to crack, and that might be a tough one for Roxanne Modafferi, but she's able to get a hold of her. It's probably going to be over for her. We'll see, though. We'll see how Yamaguchi can do. And a fun little welterweight fight on the prelims. Pete Sell and Mike Swick. Guys don't have, crazy good records, but I think their styles really mesh well together. I think, as far as kickboxing background from Mike Swick, Pete Sell is able to stand and bang with anyone. As far as, obviously, he's known for more of a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, but not a bad striker by any means, but he might get outclassed there against Swick. We'll see. It should be a fun fight, though. I think there's really a lot of fun fights on this card. Has the potential to be a fun worldwide taping. As far as the analytics go now, as our main event, two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. I was right. As Suloev's ranked 19th, Shamrock 23rd, so he is ahead of him. even though Frank Shamrock is main evented 6 shows before this, and he is now, as far as the Blurcast staff picks, all the picks backing Frank Shamrock. It's weird. I thought Frank Shamrock was kind of falling off as far, especially after, when he was the middleweight champion, lost to Liddell in his first defense, then lost to Faircloth. He's fought some tough guys, though, like Marcotte and Murray, too, and even Jeremy Horn to an extent. That middleweight division's just insane, but when you lose Alan, or at least he beat Alan Goes. If he would have lost Alan Goes, it definitely would have been over there, but at least he got the Alan Goes win, and, shockingly, I didn't even think he was going to beat Talise there in Brazilian Bushido 8, and to beat Forrest Griffin, too, especially coming out of that first round, he was down, and, just had a dominant start to that second round, stuffed the takedown, and just pounded away and got the win in a huge upset over Forrest Griffin. I was very shocked to see that happen. Here's a guy who's beaten Anderson Silva, like in this mod. It's just crazy to think his trajectory. And he's got a really good chance here against Amar Suloev. It's, Amar Suloev, he's 1-1. He hasn't had a lot of fights here. Lost to Forrest Griffin in his debut, got knocked out. So that's kind of interesting as far as someone that has just finished Forrest Griffin is now going to take on somebody that lost to Forrest Griffin. So obviously MMA math would dictate that Frank Shamrock's going to get the win, but I wouldn't count so fast to count out Amar Suloev. As far as knocking out Leopardo Cerro is probably a better fighter than Forrest Griffin in this mod, and that's kind of wild to say, but to knock out someone like him, Leopardo Cerro is a savage, and coming off that big win like that at Brazilian Bushido 9, absolutely massive, and if he carries that same momentum, he might knock out Frank Shamrock in that main event. That's a fun main event, though. That's definitely a fun one. I can't wait to see that. It's always nice to see a worldwide taping have 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world competing in the main event. We've been having that a lot lately. It just kind of shows, obviously, the roster is pretty stacked. But our co-main event I'm a little nervous about is John Fitch and Dennis Hallman. Fitch has a 6-inch reach advantage, even though he's ranked 21st in the welterweight division. Hallman ranked 7th. Of course, a former welterweight champion, but even with that 6-inch reach advantage, Hallman has all the Blurcast staff picks. Obviously, with that reach advantage, that might help Fitch as far as being able to grapple with him. I don't think he's going to use that to a striking advantage, but, with Fitch, obviously, looking to lay and pray, looking to just kind of gain control, and if he's going to finish it, it's by a rear naked choke. You see, his only finishes have been by a rear naked choke. Just beat Sean Pearson with that, which, that was actually a good fight, which is a very rare scene there. I think we're given that, if he's able to finish guys, or even get finished, usually it's a pretty good fight besides the Carlos Newton fight. But it's just crazy to think, like, he lasted longer against Luis Santos than Dennis Hallman did. But it's also wild to see the guys he's kind of beaten, too. Like, as far as taking on, like, grapplers and whatnot, it's not really a great case. But at least with Dennis Hallman, I think he has some type of striking ability to be able to push the pace. A little nervous, though, especially with Hallman. To think, like, they both beat Sean Pearson, but Fitch actually finished him. Finished him in the first round, too, which was pretty impressive. He did beat Tetsushi Kato, someone that, obviously, Fitch did not beat. He's beaten him twice, too, by finishing him with an armbar and also just beating him by unanimous decision. He did beat Pearson as far as an armbar in his second ever fight in Pride FC. That was at Total Elimination 2004 during the Welterweight Grand Prix. So at least he does have that over him, but that's a much different Dennis Hallman we're seeing now. Dennis Hallman, he's fallen off a cliff, and it's not looking good as far as right now. Losing 4 of your last 5, not a great sign, especially when your last win, besides the Pearson win, was Carlos Newton. Not great. Matt Hughes, not looking so hot in the welterweight division right now. The GSP win is big, though. As far as, obviously, GSP now the welterweight champion, but the welterweight division, it's changed so much. When Dennis Hallman's run was pretty fantastic to think he had, as far as 3 title fights in the same calendar year, that's pretty nuts. And to go into 07, too, and have 2 title fights after that, just the man had a crazy schedule. But this should be, I wouldn't say it should be a fun one. It's the fight that you would assume would probably be the worst fight out of all the fights on the card. But it could be an exciting upset for John Fitch, though. If it went in there for John Fitch, he might take on a top 5 guy there. That'll be pretty interesting to see. The Kamikaze Angel, Emmy Fagino, what a fucking nickname. That is fantastic. It's Kelly Cabal Schmitz, Kelly Machine Gun Cabal Schmitz. 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. In the top 10, both these girls. So that is awesome. In this women's division, obviously starting off, they don't have a lot of popularity right now, so that's why they're kind of not placed higher on the card. But they have some some talented fucking girls in this division for sure. And as far as Emi Fagino, she's submitted 3 of her last 5 opponents. Now, Kelly Cabal-Schmitz, though, with a 9-inch reach advantage. I mean, that is a tall task for Emi Fagino to try to overcome. It's a big favorite to win that one, which obviously so. I mean, if you're having a 9-inch reach advantage, you should probably be the heavy favorite, especially someone like Kelly Cabal-Schmitz. Sure, she's 0-2, but when you beat when you fight Aaron Tethel and Tara LaRosa, those are very, very, top of the heap as far as those women's divisions go. She's beaten Anna Michelle Tavares. She's beaten Roxanne Modafferi, too, in the past. She had not even the trilogy, a series with Rosie Sexton. They're 2-2. We might have the 5th fight here in Pride FC. But that'd be pretty funny to do. Which that might happen. Who knows? Never say never. But she's a flyweight as far as Kelly Cabal-Schmitz. And Emi Fagino is a bantamweight, I believe. Looks to win with that rear naked choke. As far as with her, she's won with that rear naked choke against Tanya Evinger and Judy Neff and Julie Kinsey, which both, as far as even a north-south choke with Casey Nolan. Nolan, Julie, and Anna Marie Tavares, and Tanya Evinger, all girls that are on the Pride FC Women's Division. Also, Karina Dam, but she lost to Karina Dam, but that's her last loss. Should be an interesting one, though. I'm excited to see how she does. I mean, that's some steep competition. She's the 2nd bantamweight in the world, though. I'm assuming that's women's, but 7th as far as the pound-for-pound ranking. I'm assuming that's also women's, too. Who knows, though? Might actually be for everybody. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but could be a fun fight, though. We'll see how the Kamikaze Angel can do. Then the Last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, taking on Roy Big Country Nelson, as Nelson's finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Fedor still in the top 15, despite not having won since April of 2007. Roy Nelson, though, 24th. First time they have fought, Nelson, of course, will have the Pacific weight advantage, but Fedor's got the reach advantage. Fedor does have all the Blurcast staff picks advantage, which I'm surprised. I figured someone would take a flyer on Big Country, but Fedor, man, he's used to taking on bigger guys, but, he's taken on some giants, though, as of late. Tim Sylvia, Simi Chalette, Ben Rothwell, even Sergey's a pretty big dude, and obviously, the Big Nog loss, it downhill ever since the Big Nog loss, and he got fucked over, though, in Brazil, for sure. Probably should have won that fight. I'll still fight that to the end of time. As far as the metrics go, how's the guy that has the takedowns and has fucking 64 strikes end up losing the entire fight? But that was back when Brazil judges, they're always fucked up, but especially when you're in the 10-minute round and the 5-minute round, you're asking for trouble for sure. Hasn't had a winning streak since he was 9-0. Just not great, man. But Tim Sylvia, the split decision loss, that's tough, but Tim Sylvia, a giant of a human. Ben Rothwell, giant of a human. As far as that guillotine finish, that came, going for a double leg, got caught. Of course, the Chalette fight, he was up in the first round. Starting the second, though, Chalette caught him with a counter and knocked the fucking lights out. But he's had some fantastic fights, great fights. As far as this style can mesh well with just about any style. But it's crazy the Tim Sylvia fight was kind of the worst one as of late. Herring's fight too. As far as I'm surprised the Sergey fight didn't go so well. That was back in the 2-round days, not the 3-round days. So if we do that fight again, probably a little bit more exciting. But this should be a big time fight for Fedor, though. I mean, really, it's hard to believe, but his job's on the line. He loses this one, he's going down the rings or Elite XC, which is wild to think. And then for Roy Nelson, huge opportunity. I would not count out Roy Nelson. He's on a 2-fight win streak. Just knocked out Seth Petrozelli. Knocked out Frank Mir. He's done it twice before. He knocked out Czech Congo. He's used to fighting some fucking heavy hitters. It's crazy. I thought he was going to beat Bobby Hoffman, too. The Alexander Emelianenko fight was tough, though. And same thing with Valentin Overeem, though. I thought for sure he'd beat Overeem. I believe he was the favorite in that fight. Guess he wasn't. Definitely wasn't the favorite against Emelianenko, but to knock out Frank Mir twice and knocked out Czech Congo before, he's got some heavy hands for sure. He's someone not to take lightly if you're Fedor Emelianenko, but he's got to be focused if you're Fedor. You got to be fucking focused. Your job's on the line here. I mean, that's crazy to think. I never would have thought at any point in this mod that Fedor would be fighting for his job, but he is. Then Crazy Horse, Charles Bennett taking on Clay the Carpenter Guida. Yeah, Charles Bennett, big favorite to win this one on the betting lines. I think it might be just, the inexperience of Clay Guida might play into a factor here, but, it's crazy to think what, Bennett's going to be going. He's a freestyle fighter. He can kind of do everything. He's obviously known for his kind of more heavy-handedness, but a guy who hasn't really had that much success in Pride FC. He's been inconsistent so far, but he's fought, obviously, some tough fucking competitors. Taking on guys like Jins Pulver, Tetsuji Kato, Ramiro Sato, Dean Thomas, Josh Thompson, Gilbert Melendez. He's beaten Gleison Tebow, fought BJ Penn when BJ Penn was at the top of his game, and fought some big dudes, fought some tough names in the lightweight world, and, as far as his probably biggest win's probably the Jins Pulver knockout. That was pretty electric. Knocked out Dwayne Ludwig, too, in pretty similar fashion. Yeah, this could be a fun one, though. Clay Guida's a savage. We have not seen the savagery yet out of Clay Guida. He's 8-1, though. His one loss against Leonardo Santos, which is kind of wild to think. Because, all of his wins, Shinyaoki's probably his toughest opponent as far as wins-wise. And Shinyaoki wasn't even ranked. So this is his first ranked guy. I'm pretty sure Charles Bennett's ranked. Yeah, he's 23rd. So your first guy that's ranked. And it looks like it's steep competition for him. We'll see, though. We'll see. That lightweight division's stacked, for sure. So if he doesn't fight somebody here that's tough, he probably would have fought somebody else that was tougher, or even just as tough. It's a tough division, for sure. That should be a fun fight, though. And then a fight that could be over in an instant between these two. Flavio Luis Mora, Melvin Manhoef. Manhoef, of course, has knocked out 4 of his last 5 opponents, and then Mora has finished 4 of his last 5 opponents. So Melvin Manhoef, significant weight advantage. Flavio Luis Mora does have the Blurcast staff picks, but you gotta take a flyer on Melvin Manhoef, man. I mean, it could be over in an instant. I cannot wait to see the betting lines for this fight, because this fight is nuts. Because Flavio Luis Mora, hell of a grappler, sure the record, not great in Pride FC, 1-5, 19-8 as a whole. Just fought Lyoto Machida, which that's a tough fight, taking off. All of his fights have been tough in the Pride FC. You're taking on Damian Maia, of course, which, welterweight guy normally, but obviously, former welterweight champion. Keith Jardine was a savage for sure, especially in the mid-2000s in this mod. Simonov's a tough guy, and obviously Fabio Maldonado is a top 10 dude, and Lyoto Machida is going to be a top 10 guy. It's weird because in rings, he's kind of been fantastic. I don't think he's only lost but once, and that was to Suloev, the guy that's in the main event now. The only time he lost the entire time in rings, and even then, that was a good fight. But he's had good to fantastic fights pretty much the entire time in rings, so that's a great sign for sure. Should be an exciting fight, though. Either way, someone's going to get knocked out or submitted. We're going to see a finish for sure. This isn't going the distance. We saw Lieben get knocked out twice. Jardine, he's MMA math. You see, as far as he knocked out Jardine in 49 seconds. And, just the run from 2004, December of 04 onwards. Great to good to fantastic fights the entire time. Crazy to think, the complete opposite almost of what we saw from Flavio Luis Mora's record. Wasn't that great in rings. Was on a 5-fight losing streak. At one point, he had lost as far as 7 of his last 8 at one point when he was 5-8-2. To come back to now having a winning record at 11-9-2. It's pretty nuts. It is pretty nuts, and he might have his 12th win here tonight. We shall see. That's a fun fight, though. I can't wait to see it. Then our prelims, Mai Yamaguchi, Roxanne Modafferi. Yamaguchi has won 4 of the last 5 fights, and they are been by decision, but, you see it. Roxanne Modafferi with the big favorite to win, making her debut, like we're going to see from the Kamikaze Angel herself, Imi Fagino, but, hasn't fought anybody as of a big name or anything. Just had a poor fight performance against Takabayashi. Oh my god, I for sure fucked that up. Goku Takabayashi. There we go. Nailed it that time. But yeah, the karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. Obviously, Modafferi known for her grappling and her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Just crazy. Losing to Baszler and losing to Masako Yoshida, that was the robbery happens. But when you fight someone like Shayna Baszler, that's a tough fight for sure. Someone she's lost to Vanessa Porto, Anna Michelle Tavares, Rosie Sexton, Kelly Cabal-Schmitz. All those girls are savages, And she could have beat Masako Yoshida for sure. I think she should have beat her. But, that just was not... The cards were not in our favor. It's crazy to think she had 4 fights in 2007, though. She had a crazy schedule in 06 and 07. fights after fights after fights, and now she's kind of getting about. Well, at least she's getting her second one this year, but even then it's August, so she probably won't get another one till 2010. That's a fun fight, though. We'll see what happens. And then Pete Drago Cell. It's Mike Quick Swick. Cell is the favorite on the Blurcat staff picks. I wouldn't count out Swick, though. As far as, Drago is 10-6, 2-2. Lost to Carlos Newton as the last fight, which is not a great sign. Lost to Jay Heron. His only wins are against Josh Koscheck and Chad Saunders, who were not great. As far as I think Chad Saunders might be still with us, but I don't know where Koscheck's at, to be honest, right now. We might have seen the rings, we might have seen the lead XC, we might have just let him go. Not entirely sure. And then Mike Quick Swick almost has a 50-50 record. He's 10-9. Just beat Pat Miletich. He's fought some tougher opponents compared to Pete Sell, as far as Fickett and Fitch and Pearson. All those guys he's lost to. Even Akira Kikuchi's, a tough guy for him. But as far as he should have beat Kunamoto, though, for sure. But, I mean, you look at these, the ratings here, though. Good to great fights the entire time. Being a kickboxer, though, you can't have really bad fights. It's crazy to think he's beaten Thiago Alves in the past. In 2001. Like, that's insane to me. To think that Thiago Alves now getting a title fight against George St. Pierre, and here's Mike Quick Swick. Just has a losing record in Pride FC. Might have a 50-50 record if Pete Drago Cell beats him tonight. Should be a fun one, though. As far as grappler versus striker, that's always an intriguing matchup. As far as the underdog is Swick. We got an East Coast, West Coast thing with Bayshore, New York, and San Jose, California. A couple inches does Swick have over him. Dick and Yugumo was referee, ringside judges. Even though they weighed in the same, Pete Sell probably weighing in about 190 here. Round one begins. Sell looks like he's about to step in and grapple. Swick took the initiative first. Jab is wide, and he lands the right hand to Swick. There's a left jab, doesn't connect with the right hand. Sell misses the left jab, but hits the right hand now. Look at Swick go with a 2 left hands to the crunching right hook. Holy shit. As they are trading some shots here. There's 2 quick jabs with a nice right hook from Swick. Sell doesn't connect with the left jab, but connects clean with the right hand. There's a left and a right from Swick. There's another jab and a right hand. Oh my god, and there is... Might have hurt him, Sell's jaw there quite badly there. Somehow still standing, though, is Pete Sell. Jab lands from Swick. Sell dodges their leg kick now. Sell winning the grapple. Trying to get in close, but even that means risking getting hit some more. There's a quick bunch as the land, though. Sell's able to grab him now. There's a knee strike to the grapple. Yeah, knee strike to the stomach. Gets blocked this time. The knee strike gets blocked. Now he's up against the ropes. So looking to go down low. He's got the sweep. Damn. Now Swick trying to transition to the guard. Can't quite do it. Sell trying to do something here. Blocks him now. He's just trying to stay in control. Trying to sweep. Not happening. Yeah, Sell's in a great spot here. Trying to roam, looking for a knee bar. Oh, Swick stops it as he blocks Swick now. Finally, Adekunyogu was going to stand him up. Swick starting to slow down a bit. There's missing the jab. Hits the right hand, though. There's a left jab and a right cross from Swick. Counter left from Sell. Swick comes in with a left hand and a big right hand. He's landing some big shots. Sell with some counter left hands now. There's a left jab and a big right from Swick. I can't believe no one's been rocked yet. There's a weak flicked left hand jab. There's a punch from Swick, but Sell was equal to it. There's a jab in the exchange. Oh my god, they are swinging here. Jab and a right hand from Swick. Minute left. Looking for a fucking head kick, and he hits it. Oh my god, Pete Sell might be out here. Oh my god, big right hand knocks him down. Is Swick going to finish him here? Somehow Pete Sell's back up, looking for the takedown. That's a great sprawl, too. What a round for Mike Swick. Holy shit. That was awesome. Man, what a round. I mean, Sell, he had a great round up until getting knocked out. Or knocked down, rather. But, man, what a head kick. That was fucking crazy. Man, what a first round. Round 2 now. I don't know what happened with Pete Sell's jaw, too. We have to see more as far as in this fight. But Sell looking for that takedown again. And there's a stunning right hook from... Oh, and he knocks him down again. Swick might finish him this time. He does so. I think Nuguma's going to step in to stop the fight. What a win for Mike Quick Swick. What a fucking fight, though. Mike Quick Swick. What a awesome performance for him. I'm so happy for him. I fucking love Mike Quick Swick. I mean, he is awesome. Any kickboxer I'm a fan of usually. And, that's a great performance from Sell, too. I don't know what he was fighting with as far as I'd love to see his injury. As far as if he was fighting with any type of, like, dislocated or broken jaw. I'm assuming he did, but if he did, fair fucks to him, because he took a lot of heavy shots. Dame checks all of his sponsors and thanks all advance came out Sporm. Swick gives a show respect to his opponent. There's our next prelim. Mai Yamaguchi, or Mei Yamaguchi rather. I always think it's Mai when I see it, but it's the I, it's a Y in Japan, as it's pronounced with a Y, as Mei Yamaguchi, Roxanne Modafferi, Adams, Massachusetts, Tokyo, Japan. Fighting up in front of a home crowd is Mei Yamaguchi, 4-1, 9-6. Yeah, of course, the karate Brazilian jiu-jitsu background, but I don't think she's going to use her karate background at all against Roxanne Modafferi. But she does have a fight camp, though, in burst. But a minus 550 favorite, that's a tough odds to overcome. Hideki Nagumo's the referee again. Roar from the crowd as Yamaguchi enters. She's from around here. Yamaguchi does, though. A quick 1-2 doesn't land, though. And Modafferi coming in fast for the takedown. She's got the single leg. Oh, no. As she is in complete control here. Deflects a couple punches from the bottom now. Trying to pass. Can't pass, though. Blocks her, does Yamaguchi. Still throwing some punches. Not really landing anything. Looking for a scramble. And that's a perfect opportunity to get side control for Roxanne Modafferi now. Blocks a sweep. Trying to get mount. She can't get it, though. Blocks a sweep. Looks for the Kimura. Yamaguchi blocks it. Oh my god. Tries a sweeper, but gets rolled. And now Modafferi's got her back. Looking for the rear naked choke. Not looking good. Got both. Oh, look at this, though. Modafferi loses control. Now they scramble. Modafferi looking to get right back down, though, with a single leg. And she's got side control. Looking for mount. Still remaining side control. Pounds with some rights. Trying to take her back. Oh, she does take her back, rather, as Yamaguchi's trying to sweep her. Got both looks in again. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? This has been awesome. Trying to sweep from the bottom. Can't budge her, though. That was interesting. Roxanne Modafferi really didn't meet any resistance as far as takedown-wise, but met some resistance with the grappling, though, in that first round. Probably still won the round, though, for sure. We'll see what happens in the second. Modafferi again looking for the takedown. Yep, she's got it. Got side control. Looking for mount. Man, Yamaguchi fighting hard to stay out of... keeping Roxanne out of mount, which is great to see. Trying to pound on Yamaguchi. None of the blows with any degree of power. Trying to sweep. Not happening, though. Tries to pound on Yamaguchi again. All the blows are completely dealt with. Trying to sweep from... the bottom is Yamaguchi there. Referee, lack of progress being made. Taking him goes there, standing back up, and Modafferi's like, we're going right back down. Another takedown, trying to pass again. Got side control again. Waiting for her to get mount here. It's not happening, but she's going to win this fight for sure. I don't see Yamaguchi getting anything going on, but yeah, another takedown, another side control. 5 for 5 on takedowns. Roxanne Modafferi is a savage. Throwing some right hands now, trying to pull in the guard, not happening again. Counters attempt by Yamaguchi to sweep her by taking her back again. Looking for the rear naked choke, not finishing her again. I can't believe she hasn't been finished, though. Roxanne Modafferi's definitely got to... I mean, she's got to attack here. She's got to pull a Leon Edwards here and head kick her into the fucking Shadow Realm. Get a huge upset win here. This would be awesome. Yamaguchi throws a punch, but Modafferi avoids another takedown. Well, shit. We need a Herb Dean moment where they stand him up. Oh, I guess he separated. We didn't stand him up. But we need that type of moment here from Hideki Nagumo. It's not going to happen, no. Modafferi's going to win by unanimous decision. I mean, I'm surprised that was rated good, because it was pretty one-sided. But, I don't know, though. There's some fun moments, though. Shout out Yamaguchi, though, for surviving. She didn't get finished, but 10th win, though, for Roxanne Modafferi. 10-6, now 4-2, though, for Yamaguchi, as she wants to take on Julia Berzakova. Sure, we'll make that happen. Gives a name check to all of her sponsors, all of her thanks her fans. Turn out to support her. Hell yeah. It's our main card. Better not blink. You might miss it, as from Rio. Two completely different parts of the world. In Rotterdam, Holland, and Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. You've given up at least, as far as 15 pounds was Flavio Luis Moura, maybe a little bit more. Both 33, though. A couple inches, though, does Flavio Luis Moura have on him. Luta Livre, kickboxing, shoot a box, not even going to try with Melvin Manov's fight camp. Plus 130, minus 170, though. Even the odds makers are like, fuck, we don't know what's going to happen. Someone's going to get fucking finished, though, in the first minute. Big John McCarthy's the referee to start off the main card. Round 1 begins. There's a right cross that lands hard. Wow, didn't finish him. So it looked like about to see a shot from Flavio Luis Moura, but still taking the initiative. There's another right cross that lands hard. I cannot believe he has not hit him with a heavy shot. He's hitting him with heavy shots, rather. He hasn't knocked him down, though. Wild survived a minute. Manov moves in on Morea, preparing to throw again. Yep, and there's the... okay. There's the takedown. It's a single leg. Some elbows now. 2 solid elbows. Looking for a leg lock. Wow, Manoff stops it. I can't believe that. Looking for it again. Oh, there it is. At least he stopped him once. Well, it lasted a little longer than I thought, but Flavio Luis Mora gets the one with that leg lock in the first round. Yeah, 20th win, though, for Flavio Luis Mora, and that's a big win, though. You know, sure, Melvin Manoff might not have the greatest record, but he's been on a roll, and I can't believe he withstanded those heavy shots, though. I thought for sure he was going to get finished. That'd been nuts. He just keeps on knocking out people, but Flavio Luis Mora gives a check to everyone that shoot the box, all of his various sponsors, all of his friends, famous supporters. Says that he was over, knew it was over once he had the leg, and yeah, just he's very, very confident submission skills, especially against someone like Melvin Manoff. Our lightweight contest, Crazy Horse, Charles Bennett, Clay the Carpenter, Guida. This is going to be a dogfight, though. Listen, I know he's a plus 320 underdog. He's got that dog in him. And I think this is going to be a fun fight, though, hopefully. Yuji Shimato's referee now, ringside judges opening bell. Neither fighter's going to touch gloves. All right, Guida aggressively gets moving forward, risking getting hit. Jab is wide and lands the big left hand, though. Obviously, the southpaw is Charles Bennett. Jab lands, but misses the big left hand again. Guida, again, aggressively comes forward, willing to risk getting hit, so he can grapple. Throws quick punches to land, though. Guida gets a hold of him now. Look for the takedown. He's got it. Oh, my. Looking to gain better position. It's a scramble, though. Guida somehow ends up on top of Bennett of north-south. Now, look for a north-south choke. Oh, my God, that would have been crazy. Breaks free of it before he can sink it in, and now he cannot stop Guida from securing side control, though. Tries to move him, but can't do it. A few weak-looking punches. Guida blocks him now. Throws a few right hands to the body. Blocks Bennett. Tries to transition the guard. Throws a few strikes now. Just trying to keep him in there. Yuji Shimano, wisely, standing him up. Halfway point. Now in the first. Guida looking to try to get him close again. Maybe looking for another takedown, but Bennett trying to push the pace here. There's a right jab and misses the big left hand, and now Guida's able to get a hold of him. Doesn't get the takedown. Looking for the sweep, though. Now is Bennett now in control. And Guida gets taken down with a quick inside leg trip. Look at the pass, gets side control. He's got it. Looking to get out of half guard now. And Guida was ready for it. Scramble begins. Bennett's up first and he's quick to wrestle Guida up against the ropes. Trying to get some dirty boxing against the ropes with Guida again. Getting enough separation to break free. Bennett's already starting to slow down. That's not a good sign. But there's a nice jab in the left hand. Guida gets a hold of him now. Look for another takedown. He's got side control, too. Looking for an arm triangle. That could have been it right there. Clay Guida at least is going for submissions. I'd like to see that. Looking to finish the fight. But it's not happening, though, so far. Pretty good round for both guys. You know, as far as Bennett didn't really land a lot. He did land the one powerful shot. But I'd say Clay Guida had a tremendous first round. And I think he's up. I think he's won that round. We'll see what happens in the second. Punch from Bennett fails to land. And here comes Guida with a takedown attempt. Not happening, though. Looking for it again. Still unsuccessful. It's Bennett doing a great job of maintaining a good solid base, and now they break. By Guida. That's an interesting tactic. I would not stand and bang with Charles Bennett. Jabs one, there's a nice straight left hand, and there's the cut underneath the eye. That's what happens. As Bennett's still breathing slower. You know, he's definitely getting into the gas tank now. Hits a straight left again, though. He's able to hit some shots, but I think just Guida's conditioning is going to be the better of him. Still not even tired yet. There's some knee strike to the ribs. Now knee strike just above the hip. Goes for the knee strike to the thigh, but Bennett is ready for it and clears out, and now they're back to striking again. There's a right hand and a left cross from Bennett. 1-2 combination doesn't land, though. Gets a hold of him. Does Guida. Looking at knee strike to the body. Up against the ropes. Foot stomp. Maybe. Perhaps. Nope. Bennett slips out of it. Back to the center we go as Bennett is breathing very, very hard to end out the second round. That is not a great sign. We might see an upset here for Clay Guida. That would be a huge win. Corner's going to work on the cut. That's the only thing holding him back is that cut. Other than that, he's had a pretty fantastic fight. Guida looked like he's about to step in and grapple. Bennett simply took the initiative. 2 punch combinations in the land. Doesn't land that punch either. Oh my god, Bennett's just swinging for the fences. Not happening. Muay Thai clinch, though, from Clay Guida. I'm surprised at this one. Yeah, out-wrestles him, does Bennett. As, yeah, Bennett doesn't have much left in the tank here. Looking for a sweep. Not happening, though. Guida blocks it. Looking for the Muay Thai clinch. As Bennett gets out of it. 1-2 from Bennett fails to land. Again, Guida's able to grapple with him. Got him up against the ropes. Looking for that Muay Thai clinch. He's finally got him in that Muay Thai clinch. And it gets blocked. Still got him, though. And there's an elbow from the side of the head there. Not much power behind it, though. Trying to get out of it. Not happening again. Knee strike to the chest. Not much force behind it again. Still got the Muay Thai clinch. Knee to the chest, but it's a bad angle. Not much power behind it. Bennett finally escapes, but that's the end of the fight. And you're winning by a pretty mild upset there for Clay Guida. By unanimous decision. Wasn't really caught in a position. Would have loved if that fight was a little bit better, maybe a little bit more back and forth, but shout out Clay Guida, man. That's a hell of an upset. 9-1. Yeah, I guess he was the heavy underdog. I mean, plus 300 underdog. That's pretty favorable as being a heavy favorite, or a heavy underdog rather, a minus 410 favorite. But Clay Guida gives it, thanks everyone connected to West Side Fight Team and helping prepare for the fight. The sponsor supporting him financially, talking about causing that upset. He just being labeled that heavy underdog hurt his pride and helped spur him on in the fight. Hell of a win. And, I mean, I cannot believe Fedor fighting for his job, taking on Big Country Roy Nelson. Now we're going to see another upset here, 8-4, 12-7. Sambo's background, of course, from Fedor. The Kung Fu Jiu-Jitsu background, no team for Fedor. Scary stuff. Hideki Nagumo was the referee. Ringside judges, giving up at least 35 pounds as Roy Nelson. Probably should use that to his advantage. We'll see. Fedor doesn't touch gloves. Oh, no. Boy, oh boy. Down goes Fedor in 12 seconds. Sends his ass 2 rings or Elite XC, whatever we decide. I cannot believe that. Roy fucking Nelson, man. 9-4. What a huge win. Just knocking him the fuck out. He is a dangerous heavyweight, though. They gotta watch out for Roy Nelson. This gives a name check to everyone at his fight camp, and all of his favorite sponsors, all of his friends, famous supporters. Says really, really happy with that, and he's landed perfectly and a testament to his training. It has an innate charisma about him. Innate, rather. Instead of innate charisma that allows him to get a good reaction from his interviews. I can't believe that. What a fight, though, this could be. Listen, I know she's a minus 560 favorite. I think it's a little closer than that. I just think the crazy reach advantage. It's only a 2-inch difference in height, but a 9-inch reach advantage. That is nuts. Absolutely nuts. John McCarthy's referee, ringside judges, though. Here we go. As Emi Fagino can't connect with a jab, but hits a nice straight right hand. So that's nice. She gets hold of her now. Big knee strike to the grapple. Kelly Cabal Schmitz is able to push her up against the ropes. Now Kelly got her up against the ropes. There's a hard foot stomp, looking for a takedown. Sweeps her. Gonna keep her there probably. Trying to transition the guard and blocks that though. Does Cabal Schmitz. Unloads some elbows. Blocks it him to pull guard. Doing a great job on top so far. Trying to pull guard, not happening. Trying to get some elbows, but not happening either. Fires with some elbows again, but not really doing them much damage. But at least she's landing shots. Big John standing them both up. Now I've been aiming to get in close, but Fagino still lands some big shots here, despite a 9-inch reach difference. As can't hit the sub left jab, it hits a nice right hand. Jabs wide and hits her with a leg kick. And now Kelly Cabal Schmitz gets all over again. Looking for the trip, stops it that time. Stuck against the ropes, but stops the takedown. At least looking for it again. Stops it again. She's got the takedown that time, though. Throws a few strikes, clearly slowing things down. She's off target now, as far as trying to hit her with a punch. Trying to pass guard. Can't quite get it. Lanes back to avoid a couple of wild swings. Deflects a couple punches, thumb for the bottom now. Looking for the double underhooks now. She's got her close, controlling her well, trying to pass guard. And there's a scramble. Cabal Schmitz is up first. Is quick to wrestle over against the ropes. Looking for a takedown. She's got it, too. Yeah, I think her grappling's a little too much for her. But at least she's able to land some shots standing up. But just it's too much for her. And now we're at the second round now. As Cabal Schmitz takes a chance and grapples with her into a clinch. Got her against the ropes now. Hard stomp. Looking for a takedown. She's got that too. Some elbows now. Now she loses her guard while defending the elbows. Now Kelly Cabal Schmitz is left standing on top of her now. Now she's back into the dominant position. And there's a quick scramble. And scramble results in Kelly Cabal Schmitz being on her back. With Emi in side control. See what Emi Fagino can do now in side control. Well, she's got half guard. Well, that lasted all but a couple seconds. And now blocking the scramble. Trying to separate her, but that's not happening though. Emi Fagino at least keeping her down there. Not a whole lot happening in the second round either. She did outstrike her though. But Kelly Cabal Schmitz has the takedown. I'd say she's still up, in Kelly Cabal Schmitz. We'll see what happens in the third though. And she's looking for the takedown right out of the gate. Great stop from Fagino. Tries to drive her up against the ropes, so she does so. Looking for the takedown. She's got it that time. Unloading some short elbows again, which are not really doing much damage. Which again, she pushes her out of it, so now getting to watch back into a dominant position to clinch. Another scramble. I mean, I can't believe it's happening again. But she's up first, only to be grappled and wrestled immediately against the ropes on another takedown. Small right hands blocks her now and can't find a way past her guard. Using some underhooks now, looking for a scramble. Too quick, those Killicabalt Schmitz, keeping her down there. Some more short elbows that aren't really landing, but they're just landing shots to land shots at this rate. Not doing damage, just kind of landing shots to keep her down there. And that's the end of the fight. Your winner by unanimous decision will be Killicabalt Schmitz. Kind of disappointed that she didn't finish her, to be honest. If you're that much of a favorite, I think it was just a little closer than what Vegas had predicted, though, as far as their skill sets between the two. Tough debut for both girls on this card, but that's the way she goes. This women's division's tough. Name checks everyone at Henzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. All of her very responsible, all of her friends, family, supporters. As Killicabalt Schmitz says, it was a tough fight. Gives her show respect to Emi Fagino in our co-main event. Hopefully, it is a great one. As Superman, Dennis Hallman taking on John Fitch in our welterweight division. Both wrestlers. Very good chance they wrestle fuck each other to death. Let's see. Sadeki Nuguma's our referee. Ringside judges a minus 220 favorite, so it's pretty close on the betting lines. Yep, Fitch with the takedown attempt. Not happening, though. Drives him against the ropes, looking for the takedown this time, and he's got it. Controlled against the ropes, unable to shift him off him. Yep. Lay and pray already. Boy, oh boy, yep. Thank God they stand him up, though. And it's a little rinse and repeat, but it's a great sprawl, though, from Dennis Hallman now. Misses with all the strikes and the combination then with the kick to the body. So now Hallman moves in on Fitch, preparing to throw. Doesn't hit either of those punches. Still looking to hit him with a shot. There's a nice jab and a straight right, though. Oh, and there's a large gash above the eye. That's a heavy shot from Dennis Hallman. Hits the left hand, but the big right hand misses. Fitch now looking for another takedown. Great job by Hallman to almost stop it, but still, Fitch is able to get a hold of a leg. Drive him against the ropes. Looking for the takedown. He's got him again. It's a nice slam, and he's got his back. Looking for the rear naked choke. That's what if he's going to finish him, that's how he's going to do it. Right here. If he's got the body triangle or the hooks in. He's got the hooks in. It's all over. My God, John Fitch. I mean, listen, he laid in brain in the beginning, but he was able to get that rear naked choke and an upset here for John Fitch, and he's going to have to take on somebody that's in the top 5, probably. You're looking at this record. You know, he takes on someone like, sure, almost a top 15 guy in Sean Pearson, but to beat someone like Dennis Hallman, sure, he's on a losing streak, and he's not the same Dennis Hallman we once saw. But that's a huge win, though. Huge win, especially with a big gash in his forehead, too. Shout out John Fitch. That was a very good performance. I've been impressed with him past 2 fights. He's really turned the corner. Now I thought of him. But our main event, middleweight division fight here between Frank Shamrock and Amar Suloev, minus 380, plus 300. I think it's a lot closer than that. They both are kickboxers. I think it's a striker's chance. Both guys have a striker's chance. Lions Den, Paresta, 1 inch difference in height. Both in their 30s, mid-30s guys. I think this is going to be a war, though. We'll see. Deka Nuguma's the referee, ringside judges. Here we go. Suloev rather obviously ignores the offer to touch gloves in the beginning. Shamrock hits the left jab and doesn't connect with a spin kick. And here's Suloev missing with the left jab and scores a glancing blow with that high kick, though. Shamrock go for a takedown, but Suloev appeared to take the initiative. The first 2 punches don't hit. They come together and strike. Suloev scores the jab and is wide of the mark of the head kick. And there's a powerful right head kick from Shamrock now, who knocks him down. Looking to finish him now, but Shamrock can't get there fast enough, as Suloev's already back up. 2 quick punches, doesn't land either of them from Suloev. Oh my God, but Suloev, look at it, it manages to connect rather with only 1 punch out of the floor. He's off target with a head kick, thanks to the head movement of Shamrock. He's looking for that head kick, though. Nice 1-2 from Shamrock. 1-2 from Suloev, fails to land. Shamrock now looking for a clinch. You could feel like he's already won this round with that head kick, as long as he just kind of stays alive here. But Suloev might get taken down here. Yep, it's great, excellent outside leg trip. And he gets thrown to the mat. Now Shamrock has no problem getting side control. Throws a few strikes without venom. Fires off some punches now. Looking for a knee bar. That would have been huge. Stops the knee bar. Trying to transition the guard, can't quite do it. Hideki Nugumu wisely stands back up with 4 minutes left. Pair of jabs in the exchange from Shamrock. Jab lands, but misses the big head kick again. Fires off a counter jab to Shamrock. And there's a crunching right hook from Suloev. And Shamrock comes forward, though, still after taking that hook. And there's a jab in the exchange. Lands 2 left hands, but Suloev dodges the big head kick. That could have been it. That could have been it right there. Suloev tries to go for the body. Doesn't reach it, though. Shamrock's off target with the left jab, but doesn't find the mark on the right hook either. Neither fighter really landing any damaging shots now. We're just under a minute 30 now almost. The Shamrock throws a 1-2. Suloev was equal to it though. Slightly in and out of range. Shamrock looking for that chance to dart in. Oh, and he catches Shamrock with a superb head kick though to Suloev, and he knocks him down. They are 1-for-1 on knockdowns. Is he going to finish him though this time? He might. And he does. Hideki Nagumo's got to step in and stop the fight on Suloev with an upset. What a fucking card this was. Some big upsets in the main and the co-main, and Clay Guida's upset. What a main event, though. I figured that was going to be an exciting fight, and it delivered. You love to see that. You know, obviously, it's in God's hands whenever you're having an MMA contest anytime. You're putting on a fight card. It might look good on paper, but it might stink up the joint. But that was a hell of a card. Very pleased with that worldwide taping. About 7,000 in attendance, about $2.5 million there. Not bad at all. And the Roy Nelson win, I can't believe that, man. He knocked out Fedor. 12 seconds, too. That's nuts. Fedor getting sent down to, like, rings or Elite XC. I just can't believe it. Performance bonus for sure for Roy Nelson. And performance bonus for John Fitch, and even for Suloev. And for Clay Guida. I think that was some big wins, though, for sure. Huge wins. Great night. Great night of action. That was fun. We made $4 million, too, even with those performance bonuses. A lot of guys making over 100K. That's nice to see. Nice to see. And poor May Yamaguchi, though, only making $900. That's tough. That is tough. But that will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time for our first card in London. Bushido in London 1. That should be a fun card, though. We got a couple of UK guys on the card, and I think we even... No, I don't think we have anybody from Ireland on the card. I think it's just all English guys. But yeah, that was a hell of a card, though. That was a fun worldwide. We've had a pretty fun run of shows as of late. Feel like, yeah, we've been around, anything above a 65 in a while, since April of 09. And even then, that was a 62. We haven't really had anything below a 60 in a hot minute. Since, the worldwide, the 25 worldwide. Yeah. Which is tough, because that was a pretty good card on paper. Just didn't really deliver. But, yeah, that was a fun card. Fun card for sure. As we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.